Welcome to Dad's Got Dementia. Today's episode is episode 8, and I think I'm going to stop calling them episodes because I only have so many fingers, and so 8. In 2 more days, I won't be able to use my fingers anymore, so I think I'm going to call these episodes. This one's going to be Situation Saturday. So welcome to Situation Saturday. Today I want to focus just a little bit on detecting when there is something wrong with your loved one when they can't express it for themselves. So if you looked at my last blog, I was on vacation, had a great girls trip on last week. We went to the beach, but we had to make sure that we had adequate coverage. So we talked about just building your network and making sure that you've got caregivers and family members in place, and we all take turns. But last week was a little challenging because my mother was out of town with my sister, and then I chose to have a girls trip. So my sister and brother were left here along with caregivers. So it was a little challenging, but we got through it. But when we returned, my brother just noticed that my father was a little bit weaker and not so alert. So during the week, a few days during the week, my father he continued to be quieter than usual and not as active or alert. And for us, that is a sign. So when anytime behavior is different, those alarms need to start going off. Ding, ding, ding. There is something going on. So one morning on last week, my brother got up, got my father. He went in to get my father together, and my father was not responding. So he was breathing. He just would not open up his eyes. He would make a little bit of noise, but he really just was not responding. So he called me, and I told him just to call 911 because even if my father is sick, we really can't move him because he's a big guy. So if he's sick and he's out of it and just can't help you move him, then we just opt for an ambulance because they're trained. They can come in, pick him up, get him on that little gurney thing and take him off. So that's what they did. They came, and he was being unresponsive. He was breathing, but he wasn't able to wake up or open his eyes or respond or sit up. It was just like dead weight. So the paramedics, they immediately give him an IV, and within seconds, his eyes are up, open, he's alert, talking. So we knew right away he's dehydrated. We were thinking that he might have a UTI, so we had taken him to the doctor 2 days prior, and they didn't find anything. But we're usually on top of things because we monitor him, and any change, we're always, kind of running it through everybody to see what it could be. So, we're all doctors, right? So we're running it by ourselves, the Chapman doctors. And when we can't diagnose it, then we need to, get medical attention. So that's what we did. And we knew immediately that he was dehydrated, even though we give him lots of water. So they took him by ambulance to the hospital. They gave him more fluids, checked again for a UTI. There was no mysterious UTI. There was nothing going on except dehydration. It is so important that we monitor our loved ones. We can't really allow others to tell us or to watch for the signs that we know. You know your loved one better than anyone else. You know when they're acting differently, and you can't discount that behavior because your loved one, they can't tell you what's wrong. They can't tell you they're not feeling well. You have to be so on top of the behavior, facial expressions, activities or lack thereof. Just everything means something when they're not able to communicate fully to you and let you know what's going on. So my advice, I just give it to you free. My advice is, if you see your loved one acting strangely, don't just discount that behavior. There's only a few ways they can communicate to you, and sometimes verbally is just not possible. So don't take those signs lightly. Get them some medical attention if they need it, or it can be simply behaviors that say they're hungry, thirsty, or whatever they are. Pay attention to your loved ones and get them the help they need. Until next time, Dad's Got Dementia will come back with another episode. It'll be a Situation Saturday, and we hope that this little bit will just bring you closer to shoring up the care for your loved one and feeling confident that you're doing the right things.